Hello and welcome to Accelerate. I am Matt Stone. This is the podcast where we encourage and inspire CEOs, founders, and visionaries on their big leap journeys. We talk about the stories and strategies that will help you accelerate toward your big leap destination with purpose, humility, an open mind, commitment to growth, and recognition that the way we get there is at least as important as where we end up. And I'm so delighted that you've tuned in today. And it's Monday, September 19th. Welcome to a new week and a new opportunity to reinvent ourselves again and keep working towards our goals and dreams and visions and even expanding what those look like. I'm so delighted that you've joined me today. Pretty good weekend. I don't know about you. Was able to get to the gym and enjoy a replay of the Oregon BYU game, which worked out very well for Oregon, and I was grateful to see that. There was one disturbing thing, though, that I read after the fact in the paper, and that was that there was, I remember when I was a student, an undergraduate at University of Oregon, and I'd go to a lot of football games, and I went to football games in other stadiums as well, so this is not unique to Oregon fans at all. But there was a chant that started that was quite hateful, actually, in one section where they were, saying F the Mormons, I think. It was something like that. And the school put out an apology. I haven't read anything else about it. I'm not, diving into it deeply. But I just really, it just bothers me a great deal that our society, it just seems to be getting cruder and coarser and meaner. And there was always stuff that was nasty that was said at football games. I was the target of it. I was in the band. We got harassed at home. We got harassed away by other schools throwing things at us. It was nasty. But the stuff about the religious hate, that's a different level to me. And I just, it really hurt my heart when I read that. It really, really did. And I truly hope that we can find our way out of this mess. I think we all have a lot of individual soul seeking to do, maybe a little less pontificating, which is what I'm doing now. But, it really hurts my heart when we treat each other like that. So if you've ever been around Mormon people, whether you're Mormon or not, whether you agree or disagree. I'm not Mormon. I don't subscribe, I don't subscribe to the belief system, but I know many, many wonderful people who are Mormon. And I think we need to be much more respectful of people of all faiths. So, come on, guys. So that's that. Just kind of enjoying the end of summer, moving into fall. It was very nice. And the one thing that's coming up this week was really recognizing when you've made a decision. So that's what I want to talk about just for a couple of minutes and see if this helps you today. I moved from Japan in the very end of December. I actually got on a plane. And it's still hard for me to look at pictures from that day because I'm still so sad about leaving Japan. I really connected and grew in that place tremendously over almost a decade there this last time. So it was very hard to leave. It was the right thing to do. And I was in the best shape of my life when I left in December. I was really, my stomach was shrinking and getting harder and harder, muscles popping out, wearing new sizes of clothing. It was really in a routine, going to the gym. And it felt really good. And it was really important to do that in order to make this big leap, this big change for me. That was a huge part of it. And then in the tumultuousness of this last, 9 or so months, finding a place, waiting for my wife to arrive, all of these things, my weight has creeped up. And I've still been going to the gym, but the eating discipline, just kind of, comfort eating, also new place, got to try that cheesecake, that's it, okay, I'll have this and that. Well, guess what? 9 months later, we're looking at, 20 pounds gained Now I'm a pretty large man, so I can hold my 20 pounds, but I'm feeling it, and it's visible, but it's more of a feeling than anything else that I don't like about it. And I've been struggling with it. And I think, anytime, any kind of change, anytime big change that you're going to make in life, there's a process of thinking about it and then not making a decision. And that gap between being bothered by it but not making the change, when that gets painful enough, for me anyway, that's when I'll make a decision. But I don't know that I've made the decision until I see concrete steps that show me that I made that decision. Because making a decision in your mind is one thing. I'm going to get more sleep. I'm going to treat someone better than I've been treating them, or whatever it is you need to change to get your act right. And so for some reason, yesterday morning, I just woke up, and in my head, I could feel the shift. Like, enough. We're done with this slide. We're not going any. 20 pounds is okay. You gave yourself 20 pounds for the move. From Japanese society to American society. I mean, you got to give yourself 20 pounds. The portions and everything here are out of control. But now they don't have to be out of control. They're my decision. And so I thought, wow, I felt like I had made a decision. It felt like it. But I still didn't know, really, had I made a decision until I watched what I did. And what I did is I kept my diet to 2,000 calories. I went to the gym. I tracked everything that I ate. I got up this morning. I tracked everything I ate for breakfast, including the milk in my coffee. And I'll be tracking everything today and tomorrow and the next day. I think I've made a decision. It appears the evidence is there that I've made a decision, because so far, now it's only a couple days, but there's a shift to the behavior and the thought. And when those two things come into alignment, we're on the right track. So then how do I reinforce the gains and the commitment so that the behaviors continue to be in alignment with that? And if a behavior doesn't go in alignment with that, maintain the mental toughness and the mindset that if you go ahead and eat 2 Oreos, which would be a miracle. I've never eaten only 2 Oreos in my life. If I buy a package of Oreos, that entire package is threatened. I can't stop. That sugar is so, it's just like, it's a drug, really. So it's better not to eat any of them at all, But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. And I think it's such an important point that how bad do you feel when there's something you need to change, and then you've decided in your mind, yeah, I'm going to do it, and then you behave differently. And that dissonance, that inconsistency between what you know and want and what you're doing gets very uncomfortable until you make that change. And how do you know you've made the change? By what you're doing, not what's in your mind. That's been my experience. So I guess the question is, looking at your behaviors this week, what have you decided to change? And I will leave it with that sentiment. I hope you have a great week of keeping the things that are good and letting go of the things that are not. And I really am grateful that you've kept this podcast as part of what is good. And I look forward to connecting with you again tomorrow. But in the meantime, do find me on Twitter at MattStoneCO, Instagram at MattStoneCO. And online, our hub of the podcast is mattstone.co. And I promise, I've just been so buried, but I will get to adding some more ability to communicate. You can communicate with me through the website. There's a chat function. There's different things. Feel free to use it. But I need to get to a bit of a redesign of that homepage, so to give it an easier portal to send comments and things like that. And I've been thinking about how to do that. So do keep connected, keep checking back, and have a great week of change. All right. So thanks for listening, and bye-bye for now.